Madam Maureen Kahima, please come and address us. And after, I will invite our minister here for the Guild, Bernard Owar, to give us the biography of the next speaker. Madam Maureen, please come. As she's coming, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't tell you to clap. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Now the one for campuses. Happy birthday, dear Dean. Happy birthday, dear Dean. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dean. Okay.
Angela, I'll get you arrested for that. It's my birthday and I thank God for the many years He has given me and being here and healthy. Good morning. Is it still morning? Yes, we are just on the brink of midday. Good morning, everyone. You're very welcome to MUST. Those of you who are not of the MUST community, you're very welcome. And even the MUST community, the students and everybody, we welcome you to this very, very important engagement. I bring apologies from the Dean of Students. He got an abrupt engagement and he traveled last evening. So he needed to be in some space today. So he can't be here. And also from the VC, like Angela has said, you have actually made her remarks, but she's with us, probably online, or she will get to watch what we are engaging in. So I'm here representing the Dean of Students. My name is Maureen Kahima Tuonjirwe. I'm the Deputy Dean of Students. Now, I just want to share a little bit my experience with students with disability. I've been mainly the contact person for students, especially on government, those who would come on government because we would want to know how many has government given us, what is the nature of disability, and how best can we help them. And when Stella came to the department, now we broadened and get everyone to register with us, with Stella, so that we are able to support them. And in that regard, I want to answer the young man doing education, that even those who are not on government, we may not financially support them, but we do actually support them, depending on the support they need. Okay? So if you need any support, please don't hesitate. It may not be financial, it may not be any material, but it will be some support. And we shall get it. We shall endeavor that you get that kind of support. So I've learned, and before I continue, I want to congratulate all of you for being here and for making it this far, especially those of us who are challenged in some way or another. We've all seen this sad story on TV of this Makerere University student who was robbed, who has he's blind, and somebody gets into his room, robs his money, robs his computer. And I kept asking myself, how can people be so unkind? We want to thank the generous people who have given him a lease by replacing what he lost. And I pray that the same thief won't come back and rob him, because he's out there and nobody can identify him or her, whoever it is. So we've had our experiences before we go to this policy and after we go to the policy, I'll go to the policy later. I may not talk so much about it. I think the minister will probably do. We had our experiences. We've had a number of students getting mentally challenged, mentally ill. Right now, I got a phone call from one of them, and he said, yes, I know I've been unwell, but now I'm okay. Can I come back to study? And it's a thin line, because we don't know if he's really ready to resume his studies, because his mental disability has been going on for quite a long time. So I just said, you need to calm down and we have an engagement and really see how best we can support you. We've had a student who had a hearing impairment, and that time we were not even signing. So you can imagine how she studied. But I want to assure you she was the best student in her graduating class. She got the convocation award as the best student in her class. So it goes on to prove that disability is not inability. I remember her roommates, that time they didn't want her to leave. She eventually left the hostel because we were accommodating her to our university hostel. But these people are saying, this girl is brilliant. We want to remain her friend so that she can help us discuss. For her, she could talk, but she could not hear properly. But so if you were slow in your communication, she would actually read your lips and follow. So we supported her in a very small way to see how best, but she emerged the best student. Then later we got a student. When the admissions person told me, we are getting a student who is in a wheelchair. I said, oh my God. I can assure you I was scared, because we didn't have we still don't have the facilities to make life comfortable for such a person. It's only recent that we have improved our hostels at town campus with maybe a special toilet for a person with a disability, but accessibility is still a challenge. So I remember when they told me, I said, no, I need the contact of the guardian of this person or the parent. So I talked to the mother. We talked to the mother and we are like, we know, yes, your son loves must, but we are thinking must is too far. This was a student from Kampala. And the mother was in agreement that, yeah, I also see this. He may not manage because it's very far from home. And we said, okay. And the mother, she didn't understand when he had gone what she was talking about, the assessment at Makerere. The mother thought he had gotten an admission in Makerere. So we were like, okay, now he's going to Makerere. A few days later, this young man calls me. And he said, you know what, madam, Must is my university of choice. I'm not going to Makerere, and I have not been admitted at Makerere. So I'm actually coming. And we said, okay. So I called the custodian and I told him, we have this. We need space for this person. And if he's coming with a helper, we need space for that helper. And we need to support the roommate so that they can stay together. We don't want to bring boom and he also gets challenged. So, fortunately, the roommate was a student, we had just started the program of physiotherapy. So he said, now, the young man, we have this, we want to give you this person as your roommate. And I want to tell you that when she talked about friendship, those people stayed together until they both graduated for 4 years, because this guy was doing pharmacy. But the amazing part about this young man, he had friends. You'd meet this person pushing him on his wheelchair. You'd meet him chatting with this person. So his life was made easy at most because he had the people to support him and the staff to support him. We were there to support him The custodian was his like father, messenger. He would run errands for this guy. And this guy graduated. And we were like, wow. For me, that was the biggest achievement. It was the biggest achievement in that office of the Dean of Students, because we had done it. Even when we graduated, it was like all of us were graduating with him. So we thanked God for him and that we were able to support him. But also, he was somebody who was supportable, very friendly, very accepting. He didn't really force us to make facilities because it was not possible. The resources were not there, but we thank God because of that experience. We now have better facilities. If we get a person with disability, we know they have their own special place where they can be helped or help themselves or do whatever they may want to do. So we are getting there. Then another time we also got a student who couldn't see, a blind student. Now, this one was an old man who had come back to do his master's, but he managed amidst difficulties, because we don't have scholarships like maybe government for bachelors. We don't have scholarships for masters. So he comes, and we're like, now how do we help this man? Of course, being a man, he has a family, so money got tight. So eventually we said, now how do we support this guy? We said, you know what, you just apply and see if you can get a waiver. So of course the process was long and twisted, and because there was that provision is not there, probably clearly stated in our policy or even in the policies of under the Academic Registrar's Office. So those are things that as we went along, we've learned that there are certain things we really need to include in our policies and see how best we can implement them. So thankfully, this gentleman has also graduated with a little support he got from a university. Through our interaction with this group of people, they said, okay, let's see how we can support this man. And he graduated. So he graduated, and we thank God for that. As a university, we have a policy. It's due for review, but at least we have a policy, and we've been implementing activities slowly by slowly. And recently we had an accessibility audit. How are our facilities accessible? And we are not doing very well. But that's a starting point. We know where are the urgent areas. Where can we start? Where can we put more focus so that a person with disability can easily access all facilities? And of course, like at the town campus, we are located in 2 spaces and someone has to cross the road. So there it becomes quite challenging. Even with a zebra crossing, like, okay, how patient will these people be, the people driving? Will they be patient to allow these people to move? But we are hoping that we shall get there. But of course, that is the challenge. So if you are a student at the upper campus and you have to sleep down at the lower campus, it becomes a challenge of someone. Or you have to attend lectures because the lecture space may not change. And we also thank God for the online facilities that we encourage students also to engage online and be able to attend lectures. Like somebody was saying, you have to go and make your demand. Can the online, because we are having a challenge, students don't want to go online. And so lecturers are like, okay, but can we make it work? so that those ones who are unable to reach in time should not miss out on their lectures. So I've learned, for me personally, it has been a learning journey through engaging with different students. It's been a journey of learning, and then you unlearn, and then you relearn again. So it has been a whole series. I've been in the Deanof Students Department since 2012. Okay, so all that time I've interacted with students, especially those on government. And then along the way, I've learned one thing. And as I learn, I want to recognize a few people who have helped me learn. The first person is Angela. Angela, where is Angela? She has gone out. Angela has been here, leading us through. Angela worked on this policy that we have. And actually, at one point, Angela was convinced that she needs to go and study, to go to Chamboga and study that qualification in special needs, because she's really passionate about people with disabilities. Very, very passionate. So she started the process of us having a policy as a university and started the implementation process, okay, of the same policy. But later, she moved on to another office, and now she's the communications officer of the university, but she still advocates. That's why she's here, because of that passion. Then I want to recognize Stella. Stella is one person who will tell you that it can be done. And once she says she wants to do this, she will do it. She has made the implementation of this policy move faster than we thought it was possible. So Stella is very, very key in the implementation of this policy. These small things we are doing, the accessibility audit, we recently had an assessment of all students to assess the level of support they need. We may not give that support, but at least it's a beginning. It's a big, big step in the right direction to know. And I remember during that assessment, some student, I don't know if he has been operated, was scheduled to go and have his eyes worked on. He didn't know that he had such a big challenge with his eyes. So we thank you, Stella, for that huge, huge gap that you've helped us as an institution to bridge. I also want to recognize Helen. Helen was there. I don't know where she has gone. Helen is he's a staff of MAST for a long time, but recently in our department as gender and equity officer. And she has made the implementation of most of our policies very easy, because now we have a staff to help us coordinate many of these activities. She works hand in hand with Stella, she works with me, she works with everybody to make sure that policies are implemented and reports are made in time. So Helen, wherever you are, we want to thank you. I want to thank one other person. He's not a staff of MAST, but he's like one of us now, Brian. Brian started says. So we thank God disability. When Brian, one time we were interacting in a forum like this one, and he said, we shouldn't assume that when you see someone with a need, you really need to run and help. You need to know. You need to ask, do they need your assistance? And for me, that was a big take home at that time. And even when I meet somebody, I'm like, do you need help? I don't just assume, can I help you and grab the bag? No, because I don't know what their need is. I need to first know what help do you need, or do you need help anyway? Okay, so for me, that was a big lesson that we shouldn't assume. So we are implementing a policy, and the challenges are many. And it's not a one-size-fits-all. Each person has an individual challenge. So we encourage students when they are here to always register and tell us, what support do you need? It could be like, I think somebody who mentioned it could be a chair, maybe a chair is too high, or maybe you need a lower stool or a lower chair, or you need time, and that one we've always done. If we are informed, we inform your faculty, we inform the office of the academic registrar, and if you need extra time during a test, during an exam, that one should be given. Nobody should fail to complete their exam because they were not given extra time. As long as we know, we shall communicate. That is the easiest thing we can do to support you. Helen has walked in. She's the person I was talking about. Yeah, and as I conclude, I want once again to welcome you to Mbarara University and also say we are all here to learn. Through the many comments that were given, I was jotting down some points. And maybe we shall invite some of you again, because our disability policy is due for review. Next year, actually, we shall be reviewing it. And we shall invite some of you to give us ideas. What can we include? What can we put? What is lacking in our policy so that we can make it better and more inclusive? And because now we are for equity, as we include everybody, as we promote equity, we need each other. We are here to learn from one another. We are here to encourage one another, and I wish you all the best. I may not be here throughout because of other engagements, but I'll surely be online. I'll follow online, and I wish you all the best. Succeed we must for God and my country. Thank you so much.